Welcome, welcome. We are about to get into it, y'all. We are going to discuss this and we are going to look at the back and forth between Jazz and Anton. You guys make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, especially if you're new here. You definitely have to subscribe. Turn your alerts on. Make sure you get in the comments and please let me know what you think. Connect with me on Instagram and TikTok, The Fierce Mompreneur. And you can also shop the website, www.thefiercemompreneur.com. Now, yeah. So you know our guy Anton does not really like Black women. He says it's not, it's just he has like this thing, thing about Black women are all ratchet, except his wife and daughter, I guess, and his mama maybe. But he just Black women drain the system. Black women only want to date ballers. Like a Black woman before his wife, even though he says his wife, like they've been together forever, a Black woman must have hurt him because he can't stand it. But we are going to get into this. This is basically talking about birthright citizenship. So we can laugh and, kiki, but these are serious topics as well. And that is one thing I can say. He does bring light to those. I do like how he has this panel. But Miss Jazz and Anton, and Jazz is so pretty, y'all. She is beautiful. Kind of had a little spat back and forth, but let's get into it. Let's watch it. Make sure you guys hit that like and share the video. My goal for the month of July is to go ahead and get 650,000 views, okay? And y'all can help me do that because I want to take my baby to Sesame Place in October. Thank you.
Anybody disagrees with birthright citizenship should be abolished, or it should just stay the same? Ando, you want to go? Quiet.
Um,
And comment, what do you guys think about birthright citizenship? Now, remember, when y'all get in the comments, keep it cute, be nice, respectful. Everyone has a right to their opinion.
so my parents, they got citizenship after they had me. So technically, I wouldn't even be a citizen, technically. So, um, I think I think it's fair. I think it's fair. I agree with it. Even
Wait,
though in
Okay.
my situation, technically, I wouldn't be a citizen. Technically,
wait, which part you think is fair?
I think it's fair that people who have already gotten citizenship, they can stay here, but going forward, the people who are born here, they don't automatically get citizenship.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I think the courts like ruled that he was an American citizen, so it's kind of like they kind of went back on what they first ruled.
So I think this clip comes from, because he does that. He breaks up when he has his long panels. He breaks up, the interesting point into smaller videos. So what she's speaking on, it might be a person, but I'm not sure. Because I was like, what is going on? But we're going to continue because it's funny.
For his citizenship here. But I don't know. I guess for me, it's just like, what harm are these? What like is birthright citizenship like the main priority right now to fix America? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, what harm is it actually doing? And why is there so much emphasis in like need to get all these immigrants out? And it's like, are they really causing all this trouble and causing?
100%.
Okay, well, enlighten me on that. Enlighten me on that. I mean, I
Well, one
understand
of the
that
reasons that we
there
had to establish the Lake and Riley
right.
Act was because you had illegal migrants that was not supposed to be here killing American citizens.
Okay, so
And
what is
and
the
another thing that is happening is that in blue cities, places like Chicago, Los Angeles, they have vowed not to work with the Trump administration. So let's say, for example, New York, right? In New York,
So I think at this point, the way she's looking at her screen, I think she is Googling what he is saying or Googling something. So she's looking into something.
there has been billions, literally with a B, over the last 4 years, billions of dollars spent to make sure, and this is money that is getting taken out of your taxpayer dollars, both federal and state, depending on where you live at, Billions of dollars has been spent to accommodate people that's not supposed to be here. Now, multiply that times 20, 30 years, and you got trillions and trillions of dollars that has been spent on illegal migrants. Because the true cost of an illegal migrant is not just what it is that they take out of the American economy and send it back home. It's not just based off of resources and jobs that they take from American citizens. It's also the resources that we don't account for. So, for example, over in New York and Chicago and Los Angeles, because they were sanctuary cities, if an illegal migrant got arrested, they did catch and release. And they got the Safety Act over in Chicago to where they don't charge them. So then they become MIA. They move from state to state, city to city. And then when they commit a crime, they were supposed to report them to ICE so that they got deported, but they didn't. So then they come up.
As a therapist myself, I know how important.
So I mean, I want to know how y'all feel about it and what y'all think. You know what y'all think. I want to see what y'all think below and how this is going to play out in future for our children, our children's children. You know, do you think birthright citizenship should be taken away?
And what happens is you start to see resources taken up from your schools. You start to see resources taken up from police officers and that true cost. You're talking about infrastructure like what happened in Springfield, Ohio, where you had 40,000 people come over there and then they completely messed up the infrastructure, multiple different accidents, people was getting killed. So many different reports of things happening.
Can I ask you a question real quick? Where's the data that supports your claim that illegal immigrants commit all these crimes? Because from what I'm looking at, it's saying that immigrants are actually less likely to commit violent crimes than native-born citizens. And
they are less. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So now remember, she says, Kelly interrupts and says they are less likely. Anton looks confused because she's basically saying, where are your sources? And I think that's what we have to realize when we have these huge platforms. I mean, I'm like someone in the comments says, hey, she only got 2,600 subscribers. But anyway, he has, you know, a huge platform. And you got to make sure you're no better than any other person just putting out a bunch of rhetoric if you don't have the sources to back it up, especially when you're supposed to be having this bag chasers and providing people with information. Like, he wants to be so political and, you know, finance and everything like that. No, just keep reacting to Carnival Cruise. Because baby said, where are your resources? Now, remember, Kelly said they are least likely to commit a violent crime. So Jazz is saying, I understand deporting people. This is how I take it, what Jazz is saying. But they should be going after the violent criminal, right? So we're going to continue and see what these people have to say.
And it actually also shows that there's no reliable evidence that shows that illegal undocumented immigrants are committing all of these violent crimes. So I'm just like, where's that coming from, and where's the
First of all,
Well, the research you're doing is very general.
Let me just add this. The first crime that they committed was coming over here illegal, because you can't do that anymore. That's the first thing.
So
That's the
now,
first
wait,
thing.
My whole thing is, Anton, just produce your sources. Just produce your sources. We know they're coming over here illegal, okay, but we're talking about, you said the violent crimes, them getting arrested, being catch and release, going from state to state, even though you only named 5 cities, but they're going from state to state, and messing up the infrastructure. This is all you said. So we just want your source. Go ahead, Jazz. Jazz got him a little shook, honey.
The concerning thing, I understand that, yeah, there is a due process that should be happening. But I think what we're seeing is that
due process if you're not a citizen. There is no due process in any other country.
What I'm saying is that
you
first it was
overstay your welcome and you get the fuck out. Ain't no due process.
So first it was about,
when somebody goes against him and he really, it's not even just debating. Now that she called him out about his sources, he gets very aggressive. It is due process. They're illegal, but she wants to know, what about the violent ones? That's what we were talking about. The violent ones that you said you were talking about, Anton.
Okay, cool. So first it was about getting the illegal immigrants that were gangs, or I'm sorry, that were committing gang violence and that were doing all of these illegal crimes. But what we're seeing are people who may have not been able to get their citizenship, but are working, are upstanding, are doing what they need to do. Why are we going for them in such a rigorous way, as if these are the ones that are committing the crimes, and not focusing on the actual criminals that you claim all these
They're
illegal
a criminal.
immigrants
the
are?
They
minute
are
you step
criminals, though,
hold on,
Jazz.
hold on.
But
You're a
They
what
are
I'm
criminal
saying
the
is,
criminals.
minute
you're calling them a
the minute that you
criminal.
step over here illegally.
What, okay,
Well,
what I'm saying
well,
is
well,
this. Sure,
yeah.
it was a crime. Sure, I get the aspect that it was a crime for them to come here illegally. But the crimes they committed once they got here, right? Is
So
there
we
any
gotta
type
wait
of
for you to do something against another American
no? But
citizen.
what I'm saying,
No, but that's what you said they were doing, getting catch and release. That's who they were going after, and that's what they were putting it in the community. That's you. So she want to know if they're not committing a crime or anything like that. Are we going after the ones that are committing crimes? We understand that they already committed a crime, coming over here illegally. Boom. But I guess what people are upset is because it was supposed to be those who committed violent crimes or drugs or something like that.
is no. What I'm saying is it okay for us to
Well,
differentiate the citizens that came here illegally, and maybe they're trying to get their citizenship? Isn't it okay?
Jazz, they had plenty of time to get their citizenship. That's the thing. Most of those people that you see that are crying and carrying on, they had missed their appointments to go. I don't know about you, but if
I
I
get
knew
that.
that
Hold on,
orange man
you
was coming
missing
in
another
office,
step, Kelly. You
I
missing
get
they
that,
another
was
but
going.
these aren't. But these
Yeah,
aren't.
they didn't show up to their appointment.
You missing another step. Before they were even designated as criminals, because their crimes often go unreported because they were scheduled to be deported, they skipped their hearing with a judge. So they skipped their hearing with immigration judges.
I had this lead ball in my stomach and be moving.
Like I said, this is a topic that is very emotional because, people impacted by it that are close to you, so it's a touchy topic, and everyone comes with emotions and opinions and not facts. I was telling people today, just like by what was going on social media, talking about the big beautiful bill. It's like playing telephone. First, no one actually has sat down and read the bill. Most politicians haven't. But that's the same way you can take 5 people and show them a passage. They all read it. They all might get a different perspective. So people, taking a piece, then you get a news clip, AI. I mean, it's just so much. So it's good to have these conversations. They're healthy conversations, but they can be very intense because, they're passionate.
Now MIA. And so you're telling me that we're supposed to wait for them to do something
But we still haven't seen his sources. Just know that.
against an American citizen in
No.
which the mayors and the governors of these sanctuary cities and states have vowed not to even report them to ICE. And I find that mighty, honestly, I
Why
find that
don't they?
I
I'm
find it
just saying, like, I feel like we
the
need to
reason that
focus
they don't
more
is
on
because
the
they don't like
violent
Trump.
criminals.
It's because they don't like
They
Trump.
are violent criminals, though,
It's
Jazz.
because they,
Now she's saying they are violent criminals, but she just said they were least likely to commit a violent crime.
it's because they don't like Trump.
Every illegal immigrant here is a violent criminal.
I'm not saying
Here's the
every. I'm
thing.
saying in
Hold on,
Maryland,
hold
they
on.
we
Here's the
gotta
thing
do
that
one
I'm trying
life.
to understand from you, Jay.
I know she's not about to say in Maryland they are. Come on, Kelly. Come on, Kelly.
For a person that's so black,
I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just trying to understand.
I'm
Okay?
not arguing with you either. I'm asking you a question in the
I'm
same
coming
way that
from a
you asked me a question.
humanitarian point of view. You know what I mean?
I don't look at it from a humanitarian point of view.
I
I
understand.
look
That's
at
very
it for who's best for America. Let me ask you a question. For a person that is so pro-black, to know that there are resources being removed from communities that often at times pro-black people say are underserved, how can you not want people that are here illegally and it's taking taxpayer dollars out of these communities to be deported so that we can start using the money for things that's more more conducive.
No, I personally did not like the way the illegal immigration, or like how they dumped all of these immigrants here, and then they started to take resources from our neighborhoods. I think there should have been a better process for that. But I don't think that it's also right for them to run up on people that are at work or in their
Why
homes
not?
that have lived here for so long, and
Jazz, if
hand,
you break the law, they're gonna run up to your
They
job
will
and,
do
and
that
lock you
to
up.
us. They do that
Yeah.
to our people
If-
all the time, Jazz.
Yeah,
They
they have no problem
all the
stopping a
time.
graduation to arrest me if I was in college and I robbed the bank.
You
I don't
miss
think
you
child
don't see them.
support payments. They running up on you. You miss
So
your
they're
court
not
date.
finding.
You got a warrant on you. They coming running up on you.
I
I've
think
seen
it's
and
it
they
in
have no
with my own
problem
eyes. Black
I mean,
separating our families.
what I'm saying is that, like, I'm seeing like mothers being torn in the streets from their children. Like, it's just like,
Good.
that's a
They don't
human.
do that.
Hold on, y'all.
Good.
Like, isn't there a better way to go about this? Is
Hold
this
on,
really the
y'all.
best
Hold
way
on,
that
y'all.
America can go about this? Like,
Hold
I
on, y'all.
understand if these.
Jazz,
I
they got
understand.
$1,000 to
Hold
go
on, hold on,
home.
hold on, y'all.
They
Hold
got
on, y'all.
$1,000.
Can you
Nobody,
shut the fuck up?
nobody hear us if everybody is over talking.
If y'all think this is
Hold
the
on,
way
hold
to
on,
go
hold on.
about it,
Just
Hold on,
relax.
y'all. We gotta do a mic.
So I wanna
this is very.
allow Jazz to finish her point, and then
I don't
Kelly,
have a point. Y'all know way more than me on this topic. All I'm just saying
you
is,
just asking questions. You just
as
asking
I'm
questions.
viewing,
It's cool.
We
But
still
what I'm
don't see
saying
your
is,
sources.
we gotta be able, because nobody can hear anybody if everybody over talking.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm sorry. Have I been cutting everybody off? Was it me?
No, it's not you. Just
Oh,
you good.
okay.
Good. It's
Okay.
nobody. It's not a big deal. I just want to
Oh.
establish.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? To make
So
sure we have a good
I'm just
conversation.
saying, from like a humanitarian, I am frustrated by the way that the whole thing was administrated, like with the illegal immigrants being here, or them dumping them here and them having them on the streets here in Chicago. Like, there was no real process. I do also believe that there should have been a vetting process. If we're going to try to bring people over here that are seeking asylum, we should be vetting them a lot better, because we don't know who we're bringing over there. I guess my point of view, or bringing over here, I guess my point of view is there a better way to go and round up the illegal immigrants?
We still did not see Anton's sources. That is exactly what he does. And turned it around on Jazz to make her seem like she was just talking in circles. But I understand what Jazz was saying. She was just trying to understand, like, isn't there, like she said, is there a better way to do it? Which of course there is. You guys make sure you like and subscribe. You can go over to Anton's page and finish his video.